breathe deeply, and listen. Something significant is unfolding right now. Something that has been quietly prepared for far longer than you realize. It's no coincidence you're hearing this at this exact moment. This has been waiting for you, and only you. There were days you felt forgotten, moments when the silence felt unbearable, when you wondered if your cries were only echoing into emptiness. You questioned whether the stillness meant the answer had been withheld, or worse, abandoned. But hear this, that was never the truth. I was never far from you. I was shaping you, preparing the ground beneath your feet for something that could not arrive too soon. What was hidden from your sight was never withheld to punish you. It was concealed to protect you. Had it come earlier, it would have been too heavy to carry. Not because you lacked worth, you have always been priceless, but because the strength needed to hold this was still being formed inside you. Now, you are ready. The fire you've walked through has forged resilience in your soul. The storms you've endured have deepened your trust, and though that trust was shaken, it did not break. This is not just another day on the calendar. This is the appointed time, marked and preserved from the beginning. It is tied to your very identity, woven into the fabric of who you are. It carries the answers to prayers whispered through tears. It holds the justice you've longed for, the healing you thought was beyond reach, the restoration you weren't sure was possible. I have known the ending from the beginning. I have always known when this moment would arrive. These words reaching you now are not random. They are confirmation that the season of hidden preparation is over. The stillness has done its work. The waiting has fulfilled its purpose. Now, the unfolding begins. Understand this. What is coming into view is not for the masses, nor for those who would diminish you. It is for you, for the one who refused to let go when walking away would have been easier, for the one who stayed rooted when the ground trembled. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is the reality I have been shaping, and now it is breaking into your life. The waiting you endured was never punishment. It was preparation, part of a sacred, intentional design. When you thought nothing was moving forward, I was building a foundation far beyond what you could picture at the time. Not one moment was wasted. Every unseen day, every unnoticed effort, every silent tear was part of this shaping. I wasn't withholding good things to cause you pain. I was stretching your capacity to receive them without being crushed under their weight. I was cultivating patience, strengthening your endurance, sharpening your vision so you could recognize the good when it arrived. You feared you were falling behind, but I do not work by the ticking of clocks. I move outside of time, bending it to protect your path. You have not been late. You are exactly where you are meant to be. Some things had to leave before this moment could come. Not because you failed, but because the good arriving now could not compete for your attention. I cleared distractions, ended connections, and removed influences that could have pulled you away from your true direction. I redirected events so the promise would not collapse from arriving too soon. The quiet was not a test of endurance, it was my way of securing every piece around the promise. What's coming is not simply an answer, it is an entryway into a larger space, a space of purpose, provision, and a deeper knowing of who you truly are. This is not small, this is not temporary. This is the kind of shift that will ripple into generations. The stillness was never just about what you were waiting for. It was about shaping you into someone who could carry it with grace. And yes, I was anticipating this moment too. The heaviness from the past season is lifting. In its place comes a fullness you have not yet experienced, a completeness that will bring meaning to what you've been through. This is not a recycled blessing. It is entirely new, designed specifically for you with care and intention. And remember, this is not something you must strive for, compete for, or prove yourself worthy of. It is something to be received, openly, fully, without fear, because now you are ready. While you thought nothing was happening, I was working in the deep unseen places. I wasn't ignoring your voice. I was answering it in ways you could not yet perceive. Every step was deliberate. I moved slowly so that when this good arrived, it would stand strong. Every delay was for strength. Every pause was for perfection. When you wondered if the plan had changed, it hadn't. I was simply working beyond your reach, in places your influence could not go, but your trust could. My silence was never absence. It was protection. If you had seen too much too soon, others might have interfered. So I kept it hidden until you and the promise were both strong enough. Now, the goodness arriving may feel sudden, but nothing about it is random. Every connection, every opportunity, every unexpected open door is the result of careful design. People you've never met will help you. Ways once blocked will open. Strangers will feel drawn to support you without knowing why. These are not coincidences. They are arrangements I have woven over time. I have aligned paths, moved situations, and rearranged circumstances to make space for what belongs to you. You have not missed your moment. You have not been forgotten. You have been protected. And now, what you once prayed for in hope will stand before your eyes. It will arrive complete, leaving you in awe. This is happening not only because you are ready, but because the promise itself has matured and is ready for you. This is why the pace felt slow. This is why you thought nothing was moving. The real progress was happening in the unseen places that mattered most. When you look back, you will not resent the waiting. You will be thankful for it. You will see the delay was never denial, but a sacred process. I kept you from paths where danger waited. I let some things collapse because they weren't built on the right foundation. I closed doors that would have led you into harm disguised as success. I was never far from you. My actions were not reactions. They were prepared in advance. When you saw loss, I saw safety. When you felt blocked, I was guarding the way until you had the wisdom and strength to pass through unharmed. If I had given you what you asked for, when you asked for it, it would have stunted what I was building in you. So I kept you close, in a place that felt small, lonely, and confusing. But there, in that narrow space, transformation happened. You were not imprisoned. You were freed. From false opportunities, from toxic influences, from shallow winds that would have cost you what matters most. Now, because you trusted when you couldn't see, I am revealing what I have safeguarded for this exact moment. The one who opposed you wanted you to believe your time had passed. But here is the truth. Your moment is here. And while the one who opposed you worked in shadows, weaving confusion and scattering lies, I had already hidden you within the shelter of my plan. I was setting the stage behind the scenes, aligning events to meet at the perfect moment, opening passageways you didn't know existed, and speaking your name into places you had not yet stepped. What you thought was silence was never absence. It was the quiet hum of a perfect design unfolding, a design meant to undo every snare set for you. So I say to you now, rejoice in what did not happen. Rejoice in the doors that stayed shut. Rejoice in the people who walked away. Rejoice in the dreams that seemed to dissolve, because in letting them go, you gained something far greater. You gained clarity. You discovered a strength you didn't know you carried. And above all, you found a peace not built on circumstance, a peace the world cannot give and cannot take away. You are not behind. You are not late. You stand exactly where I prepared for you to be. And the moments when you thought I had stepped away were the very moments I was drawing closest, covering you from sight until the right time, shielding you from those who would take without giving, ensuring that when your good arrived it would be pure, untainted, and complete. This is not a leftover from another plan. This is not borrowed favor. This is a promise carved for you alone, a gift entrusted to the one I knew would guard it well. Listen closely, for this matters. The one who opposed you never understood the depth of my care for you. While he plotted distractions, while he whispered that your road was closed for good, I was working in ways he could not see, dismantling every hidden trap and turning back every plan set against you. He aimed to sow doubt, but I planted strength. He tried to shroud your path in fear, but while you rested, I was weaving courage deep into your spirit. When weakness left you vulnerable, he spoke lies, that you were too damaged, that what you missed could never be restored, that your broken places were beyond repair. But I took every piece, every fracture, every scar, and turned them into evidence of my hand at work. The very things meant to break you will now testify to my faithfulness. I have not only stopped his schemes, I have turned them into stepping stones. Where he dug pits, I built platforms. Where darkness tried to bury your way, I lifted you into the light. I saw the strategy against you before it formed. I stood beside you under the weight of surrender. When doubt tried to speak louder than hope, I marked the moment with certainty, so it could never be erased. The attack came for your mind, to cloud your vision, to blur the lines between truth and deception, but I sharpened your discernment. Now you see with clearer eyes, able to separate the genuine from the false. Do not mistake this for weakness. It was a battle, and you prevailed. You were not failing. You were being trained for the very ground you are stepping onto now. The burdens darkness used to weigh you down are now becoming the brilliance that draws others to your light. The opposition tried to scatter those I sent to walk beside you, but I have brought them back, wiser, stronger, and ready to guide with new understanding. It tried to block the roads I prepared for you, but I carved a path so unique that no one else can take it from you. And what you thought was stolen, it was never lost, only hidden until the appointed time. Now I return it to you, multiplied and refined. What I am doing in your life is not just patching the cracks. It is adding beauty where there was pain. It is perfecting what was already good. You will not simply regain what seemed gone. You will receive the fullness of my promise, expanded beyond your imagination. The season is shifting. The grip of darkness on your story is breaking. This is not about struggling to earn your place. I have already turned the tide in your favor. The barriers that once felt immovable are crumbling. Every false word spoken against you is being silenced. Your name is being restored to its rightful place in my design. Some turned away because they believed a lie. You do not need to chase them or prove your truth. I will bring it to light without your effort. Opportunities once blocked will open suddenly, because no one can close what I open for you. I am working with a power that cannot be resisted. This is not just a return to where you once stood. It is a public declaration that every shadow is losing its hold. The shame that tried to cling to you is being stripped away completely. And I announce before all, you are moving forward, unmarked by the damage, strengthened by the fight, honored in my presence. You are not a casualty of someone else's choice. You are a living testament to my power to redeem. This turning point is no accident. It was appointed for this very hour. What I have prepared for you is not vague or uncertain. It was designed for you alone, woven into the blueprint of creation. It could not be rushed. It cannot be undone. Your place in this moment is intentional. This wonder has been waiting for the exact second to be revealed. What I spoke over your life was never a fragile wish. It is an unshakable truth, anchored in eternity, now breaking into your reality. You may not feel ready, but you are already written into my plan. You may not feel worthy, but worthiness is not the requirement. My promise is. Your mistakes have not disqualified you. They have refined you, making you more able to carry what is coming. Every unseen moment of endurance has been another line in your greater story. Now, the deep ache you have carried is meeting the joy you have waited for. Your name carries significance, not because of status, but because of surrender. The wonder designed for you is arriving on time and in perfection. You will not have to chase it. It will come to you. You will not have to force it. It will reveal itself naturally, in clarity and beauty. I am orchestrating circumstances, preparing people, shifting atmospheres, and removing obstacles, all in motion at once, so that when it reaches you, it finds you whole, expectant, ready. Nothing about this is coincidence. This is the moment of fulfillment, when what was held back begins to flow freely. Prepare to step into a fullness beyond measure, a blessing so deep it can only be recognized as my favor, for my realm has already called your name, and the release has been sent. You are hearing these words because of the hunger I placed in you to recognize my voice. You are one who leans in when I speak, and this moment is not the end of my speaking to you. It is the opening of a new chapter, one of deeper understanding, greater assignments, and clearer direction. This season calls for your full attention. Stay anchored in the truth I have revealed. Let this message settle into your spirit. Revisit it. Let it echo in the quiet. By allowing it to take deep root, you secure the foundation for what comes next. Your willingness to receive now prepares you to carry the next wave of favor. Let your heart agree with this, not just in words, but in posture, in how you walk through the waiting. And as you move forward, share what you've been given with those whose breakthrough is tied to your obedience. This attentiveness honors me, and it will anchor you in the peace and clarity you have longed for. You are not walking this path alone. You are part of a faithful remnant, those who recognize the time and answer the call. And know this: there is still more I will reveal, more I will place in your hands, more I will release into your life. Keep your heart close to my voice. Receive what I send next. My presence is your shield. My plan is your covering. And my peace remains with you always.